Alright, guys, how are you doing today? This seems like a pretty wonderful day to talk about something irrelevant. Haha.
I'm doing pretty good myself. How about you, Mr. Joshua?
I'm doing pretty good too. My week has pretty much just been work all week. Honestly, that's a good point. Honestly.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's showing through names on fucking Instagram. My bad. Anyways, let's continue shit.
I've pretty much been working schoolwork all week, and now
Now what?
and now I finally get to have my own free time. So
Nice.
that's why I can do the podcast now. Okay,
Yeah.
so what's our topic today, Mr. Kenny Desmond?
Uh, Thank you for asking me how my day was, asshole. Fuck you.
I'm sorry.
Done with this. I'm sick and tired. I'm sorry. I only got like 3 hours of sleep.
Get more
Uh,
sleep during the podcast. But keep
Stop.
talking. Just go to sleep, but keep talking.
Okay. So, anyways, no, but let's continue this. Yeah, my week's been pretty good. I got closer to God, and yeah. I'm giving up masturbation. It's still kind of hard for me, but I'm managing to make it through. I kind of slipped up a few times, but I'm getting better. But yeah. Aside from that, though, um, yeah. Let's just yeah. I don't really know how to escalate this to I don't really know how to like translate. You get what the fuck I'm saying.
Speaking of
Basically,
sleeping, the internet, and society and bullying. Yeah,
yeah. That
perfect
what is
segue.
this is one of the most awkward ways of like transportation, like the fucking transition. Just uh, uh, just come on. Anyways, so sorry. Uh, let's continue with this. Anyway, so bullying. I think that's really bullying. Bullying is a concept in which people basically isolate somebody, make fun of them for multiple different reasons. Maybe religion, maybe appearance, maybe body, maybe beliefs. There could be multiple things to bully somebody for. However, today's topic is if bullying is necessary or if we should completely get rid of bullying.
All right.
And I
So
have to say,
I think there needs to be a difference between bullying and criticism. And I feel like people need to surround themselves with people who are willing to criticize them, but not bullies. Because if somebody's bullying you, it gets beyond the point of just, oh, these are your problems. It gets to the point where it's just, haha, you're, haha, you're fat, haha, kill yourself, nerd. Like, I feel like when it escalates to that, you're not really learning anything, and you're just getting progressively more sad over something that you might be able to control. But at the same time, your mind isn't focusing on, let me improve. Your mind is focusing on, this man is harassing me to, like, depression, and I'm really, really sad. You know?
yeah, I'm gonna be honest. We need bullying.
Why do you say
Here's
that?
why. Let's begin. So, the concept of bullying, the whole entire concept of bullying is basically to isolate somebody. Well, I already explained the whole entire meaning, but criticism, that is true. There's a huge difference, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is why bully is essential
Bully.
to our day-to-day lives and why we need to keep bullying. So, why is that? The whole entire point of bullying is to basically make fun of somebody, right? Well, honestly, nowadays, with multiple people just finding basically anything to get upset about, anything to get upset about, anything to get upset about, trying to normalize incest, fat obesity, and just normalize so many things, and just overall, our people are starting to become softer. Now, I think that bullying is very necessary because when we're bullied, it makes us obviously feel sad. However, uh, really now, we need people to bully us so that we can become stronger because people with soft skin cannot make it in the world. That's just a well-known fact. Okay. Bullying as a whole is a great way to really give us strong skin. Now, I understand bullying causes people, to kill themselves sometimes for a good
Why you laugh at
majority
that?
I wasn't laughing at that. Somebody sent me a fucking meme on Discord. Why would I laugh at somebody fucking killing themselves?
It just sounded too coincidental.
Oh,
Yeah, people kill
he's
themselves.
dead.
Chuckles a little bit.
LMFAO. Anyways, so let's continue. Shit. No, but well, it's one known fact that people are trying to get rid of bullying, but honestly, we need bullying to give us stronger skin in order for us to develop more of a character. When you're being harassed by multiple different people, by like they're calling you fat, they're making fun of like your abusive father,
You're black.
or
Well, if
the
somebody
fact
just
that
said
they're
that.
calling you back. Yeah,
You're black.
or they're extremely racist.
My thing is like,
This
what if they're bullying you on something you can't control? Like, what if you're like, huh, you stupid
that's
little
something-
autistic person? Do you think that's gonna
Yeah.
make somebody grow?
Yeah, I do.
How?
Because here's the
You
thing.
can't
Here's the
change
thing.
that you're autistic. You can't.
No, but you can get tougher skin because of that. When people make fun of you, okay, this is coming from somebody who has autism, and I have a sister that, when I was younger and still to this very day, devalues me because of my autism. She doesn't look at me as human. Well, I think we're starting to become closer, but basically a year ago, she didn't even look at me as fucking human because of my autism. And anytime that I would try to reason with her, she would treat me with basically no respect, and she would always mention my Asperger's. Well, it's not called Asperger's anymore, but it's like social autism or some shit. But I just call it Asperger's because that's what its original name was.
Oh, they really did change what it was called.
Yeah, they really did.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Um,
reasonable, but
well, you have ass on your burgers, Lamau.
yeah.
Bullying is essential, in which my sister basically devalued me as a human, and it made me feel depressed, yes, but I got thicker skin because of that. And to those, like, I understand, to those who don't have friends to support them, don't have like friends to support them in a dire situation, they, and you feel alone, you feel abandoned. However, sorry, but however, damn, I lost my train of thought so quickly. Hold on. I have like, okay, so here's the thing. I'm looking at like my Discord. I'm looking like in chat and stuff, and somebody's like trying to talk to me right now. So I'm just like kind of losing my train of thought because I'm trying to see what they're saying. I'm gonna just close out of that. Um, but wait, hold on. Let me mute this real quick. Yeah, sorry. Anyways, so where was I? Oh yeah. So some people don't have well, a lot of people don't have a friend group to support them and stuff, and a lot of people end up killing themselves because of this. And while that is wrong, and you should never kill yourself, I think because of the amount of like
Wait, what do you
bullies,
mean you should never kill yourself? What do you mean by that?
I mean, you should never kill yourself in any circumstance whatsoever.
I want you to elaborate more on that.
Suicide is never the option. I mean, if you're forced to kill yourself, like somebody's
Never the
about to.
answer. Okay, I see where you're coming from, but I just
Are
want
you?
to make it known, like, if somebody does get driven to suicide and can't get out of that, do you think that you would blame them, or would you just say, uh, or would you say like, uh, wow, that person killed themselves, they're really mentally weak, or would you,
I'm gonna say this right now, though.
sympathize with them or feel bad for them?
I would feel bad for them, but at the end of the day, if you kill yourself, why am I getting DMs?
Just go on do not disturb.
Sorry. Alright, but hold on. Okay, anyways, so sorry about that, but yeah, here's how I look at it. I would feel bad for them, feel bad for them because they did kill themselves, and suicide is never the answer. The Lord loves you, and you should never devalue yourself as a human being because of it, because Jesus Christ loves you. He cares for you. And fuck everybody else. Jesus is the only person that you should be appealing towards. And if you aren't religious, there's many people that fucking love you. There's many people that are out there who love you. I love you. And as little as that probably means, but there are people out here who are willing to help.
I feel
But
bad. Okay, I feel
wait,
bad for people
let me
who
finish.
commit suicide because I think of it like this: you were sad to the point where like you saw you saw it as a benefit to die, and I would feel bad for somebody if that happened. Now, of course, suicide should never be the answer, but
Suicide is
when
never the
somebody's
answer.
in that mental state, I feel like they need more than just to be told suicide's not the answer. They need therapy to like learn
They
that
need
they have they, there's meaning to life, or like they need to find their meaning to life, because like the thing is, what am I thinking? Dang,
Well,
I forgot what I
let
was
me
gonna
just
say.
say this because you kind of just cut me off. But let me
Sorry.
just say this. It's fine, but let me just say this. Yes, I do understand. Suicide is never the option. However, if somebody does kill themselves, honestly, I hate to say it, but if you're gonna kill yourself because you're being bullied, you're not gonna make it in the world. Here's my thing. For us to try to get to soften people and just completely forget about bullying, forget about gossip, forget about all of this stuff that makes people like just hurtful shit. It makes us softer, and softer people are way more easily manipulative and are way more mentally unstable because when shit starts to hit the fan and people start to come towards them, and like there's a lot of shit that's going on, like maybe their mother died or stuff, like they're gonna be so mentally like they're gonna be so mentally weak because they were not bullied, or they didn't have thicker skin, so they weren't able to be able to take it. And some people will probably kill themselves because the softer that we get, the weaker we are, and uh, the more mentally incapable we are. And on top of this, though, there's another downside to having soft skin. people are trying to take away. We talked about this last time. Cancel culture. Cancel culture. Okay. Anyways, so, cancel culture originates from people. Most of the time, when you're being canceled for having a bad take or having a different opinion, that's because your audience is a bitch. Mainly, people on Twitter are complete bitches. Same with people on Instagram. People who do not have thick skin can't understand that people are going to disagree with them. And so they have the mindset that everything revolves around them because nobody's ever challenged their belief or challenges their ideals. And so, because they have such soft skin, instead of trying to come to an agreement or come to an understanding or disagree to disagree, they instead gaslight people and completely manipulate everybody around them and try to get the person with a different take than them.
Hold on,
They,
Kenny. You're going into stuff about like cancel culture
yeah,
now.
it escalates. There's a reason. Just let me finish. This is all because people refuse, or okay, people refuse to hear you out, and that's because their skin is completely soft. And so, with such soft skin, it leaves the ideal to it weakens the idea to think for yourself. You're just wanting to hear what you want to hear, and that's awful. I
Okay.
don't think I should explain why that's awful,
So
but all
I'm gonna be honest. I don't agree with you because
how's that?
I. Okay. So if somebody is being bullied,
You're wrong. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
if somebody's
You're
being
wrong. You're wrong.
if somebody's being bullied, um, to the point where like they feel crushed, defeated, I feel like okay, I feel like bullying itself doesn't make people harder. I feel like there are other things that can make people grow thicker skin, and there are things
Okay,
that
well,
it
there
there's so
obviously is
many
some.
variabilities to why people react the way they do to certain things. Like you could have an environment where your ideas are challenged, or uh, you can have an environment where you're given thicker skin, but you could also be
Aw.
given an
Yeah,
environment
you
where you have
okay?
softer skin.
You made Billy sad.
Yeah, ignore that. But
Oh.
yeah, like there are multiple uh, factors into why certain people react the way they do. And I feel like if we're relying on being told like you're a worthless person, or um like like being bullied and felt like you're a bad person uh because people are isolating you and making you feel like horrible, I feel like that gets to the point where if people need that to grow thicker skin, then that might work for some. Okay, basically, I think that might work for some people, but for most people, that's just gonna lead people into depression for a very long time. And eventually, when they get out of that, they're never going to want to be bullied like that again. That's not gonna make people have thicker skin. I don't think that will.
I think the thing how it comes down to is if people are making fun of you for your weight, then you're gonna get fatter. However, over time, you start to understand that you start to get how bullies work, and that allows you to grow smarter but also get thicker skin. Like you'll a good friend of mine, or well, not a good friend, but a friend that I've recently met, his name was Brody, and not Brody Fox from the Yo Mama channel, a different Brody. Please keep the Yo Mama jokes in the comments below. Make sure to like this video if you love your mama. Anyway, so Anyways, though, where was I? Oh yeah. um. Damn, I really lost my train of thought. But the thing is with bullying is I disagree with that. It won't work all the time. There are other ways for you to get thicker skin. However, for the most part, bullying is the best way because there are so many advantages to being bullied. Because you're going to get depression. Advantage number one, you're going to get depression. Okay, but hear me out.
That's not
You're
good.
going to. Okay, no. Well, okay, you're going to get depression, all right? However,
yeah, you might.
after getting depression, you essentially you have a different look at the world, and you start to hate everything around you. You see life without meaning. So there are two ways that this can go. For the most part, you just grow out of it. You just get thicker skin because of it. Because I'm gonna be real, most people that say they're going to kill themselves, I'm gonna be 100% honest. 75% of the time, they're just attention seekers.
75% is too low to disregard that though. And I feel like if somebody is like talking about suicide, it should always be important. Like you shouldn't always take it seriously if somebody's talking about that. Because you don't want to you never want a situation like what happened to Etika, for example. People weren't thinking about his mental health. People are just thinking, oh, he's just trolling. And people are, like, teasing him. But then when he killed himself, people are like, guys, we need to think of mental health more. And to me, that's just such a fake cop-out. Because people go from, I'm gonna not think about other people's mental health, to, guys, we need to think about mental health more. And I can see growing from experiences like that. But you need to admit that you were wrong instead of going on a high horse and telling people that you need to think about people's mental health, stop bullying people. And I feel like...
Okay, we're getting really off topic here, but...
No, I feel like it is on topic because to a certain extent, Etika was being bullied and it led him to suicide.
Oh, yeah, he was very mentally unstable, and honestly, Etika's death really just Etika's suicide changed the whole entire landscape of YouTube and social media as a whole. I think this is something that I didn't mention on the cancel culture thing, because we never really went into the H3H3 Keemstar drama, but when H3H okay, well I'm not going to go down to that rabbit hole, but Etika killing himself, I feel really like set the standard of closed-mindedness. Etika's suicide, in my opinion, really hurt the landscape as a whole. And not only was it soul-crushing for a lot of his fans, but it overall just made people extremely weaker. And here's
what
why.
do you mean by that?
So I have a theory that when Etika killed himself, and okay, I'm gonna just say this right now. I'm probably gonna get canceled for this, but I don't care. I'm based. Sorry.
Man, cough.
But when Etika killed himself, a lot of people pussied out. A lot of people acted like they gave a shit about Etika. And now everybody is over dramatic as fuck. Because I'm gonna be honest, most of the people that were saying rip Etika, they didn't even fucking watch Etika. Nobody gave a shit.
So?
No. Okay, no.
Just because they didn't watch Etika doesn't mean their feelings towards his death don't matter.
Let me explain a little bit more. Most of them, and I'm gonna say this right now, most of the people that said rip Etika didn't give a shit about Etika. It really just boils down.
I don't think that matters if they didn't care about Etika while he lived. But like when he killed himself, like they felt
didn't care
sad.
when they killed himself. No, that's my theme. They didn't care about him.
Well,
when
how
he
are you
fuck-
supposed to determine if somebody cares about somebody killing themselves? I'm pretty sure most people care, even if they like don't like somebody. Even if there's somebody that I didn't like, I wouldn't be happy that they, like I wouldn't not care if they killed themselves. I would
No,
still
here's
care about it.
this is the thing. This is the thing. But I knew this one Etika fan who was extremely toxic. That's the best way I can put it. He made one of my friends cut themselves. He was overall just a really I don't hate him, but he was very awful. Extremely awful. That's the best way I can put it.
I still feel like that has nothing to do with it because even if
Let me- let me-
even if somebody who is sad that Etika died is a bad person, that still means that they're sad. That doesn't disregard that they hope that he rests in peace.
Well, here's the thing though about social media. The dude that I was speaking with, he only gave a shit about Etika. He was crying when Etika died, but immediately disregarded him and didn't change for shit. And they still continued to go out of their way to harass people and clown on everybody. They didn't give a shit about Etika because they didn't change, and they only used him as a way to gain more followers and gain more clout, to put it in basic terms. But that's the thing about like suicide. Wow, we've gone really off topic, but my point here is that Etika killing himself set set a premise of
Precedent.
president. Yeah, sorry,
Precedent, not president.
present.
Okay.
I don't know. How the fuck do you say it?
Precedent.
A president. Am I saying it right?
Precedent. Okay, let's move on.
Okay. Basically, they sent a present. I give up. They set an idea! Okay. They set an idea of, if you don't agree with me, then if you don't agree with me, then you're sexist. And this is why. When Etika killed himself, this was down in like 2018 to 2019. 2019 is the beginning of cancel culture. This is when cancel culture really became a thing. And I have a theory that cancel culture happened because of Etika's death, because people started to become softer, because people started to get the idea once Etika killed himself that this person just challenged my ideal. I'm suicidal, so now they're bullying and they're awful, and let's cancel them. It set it the idea. Now, what's my evidence behind this?
I don't think that Etika's
Let me
suicide
finish. Let me
view
finish.
cancel culture because people are still being canceled before Etika killed himself.
Okay, well, I don't exactly remember when it was, but I think it was like in 2018, 2019. The first instance of cancel culture, I'm pretty sure, was John or not John Sean. What the fuck was it? Jordan. The man who cheated on his wife.
Pro Jared, that was
Pro
after
Jared.
Etika's suicide.
Yeah. Well, there's my point.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Pro Jared-
Etika's suicide didn't cause it.
No, I'm not saying Etika's suicide. No, Etika's
That's
suicide
literally
didn't cause-
nothing to do with it.
No. Here's the thing, though. Hear me out. People started to cancel this man. Okay. People started to cancel this man because. Actually, no, that's a really stupid example. I think I need to shut the fuck up with that.
Exactly. That is nothing.
Yeah, okay.
That is absolutely nothing to do with Etika's
I just
suicide.
realized I just kind of like took a step back. Okay, yeah, that's really fucking stupid. Alright, we've just completely gone off. Or I just, well, okay, I would like to apologize. I mean, don't, I think, I don't know, should you take that out? I don't think you should take that out. I think I just need to look like a fucking idiot for a period in time.
Yeah, but I don't understand how Etika's suicide made the internet a worse
Okay,
place.
but my idea was like, okay, my idea, okay, well, people have gradually been getting softer, and Etika's suicide, I feel still that it had some type of impact on everybody on social media's mental state in a very, very negative way. I feel now I don't have any evidence to back this up aside from current day. When Etika killed himself, okay, when Etika killed himself, it was a really sad moment in time, but most of the people that did give a shit about him, or they didn't really say anything about it. Okay, I'm trying to
What are you
figure
trying to
out.
say?
Okay,
Okay, I don't
basically,
understand your
use his
point
death
in people.
Okay, people use his death for clout, and because of this, people have ultimately have gotten weaker mindset for follower gain. And I think that we need bullying because it allows us to get thicker skin, but because because Etika killed himself, it ultimately made people weaker.
I think that society was going, well, not society, but like the internet was always going down that path. Like even in 2016, people still were acting like that. Etika's suicide changed nothing about the landscape of the internet, except people care more about mental health now. I think it only had like a positive effect, and I feel like it's, I kind of feel like it's wrong to say somebody's death had a negative effect. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
That just doesn't sound right. Like, I feel like it had a positive effect, actually, because people started to care more about mental health.
Him
People
killing
started to...
himself was 15.
No. I'm saying...
There's no positives out of anybody killing themselves.
I'm saying the landscape of the internet now cares more about mental health now than what it did back when Etika actually killed himself.
Yeah, but
That's what I'm saying.
that. Okay, but here's the thing about that, though. Let me just schedule this. The idea of people giving more shit about mental health has led people to become more softer and less wanting to challenge people's ideals.
Okay. I think it had a positive effect more than a negative effect. Because I don't understand what you mean by people caring more about mental health made people soft. Because I don't think it's about challenging people's ideals or challenging people's ideas. I think it's more about treating people well. Instead of just like, if let's say somebody says something serious, like says, "Oh, my dog died," and then people start pressing F in the comments. Wouldn't that make you sad? That's what it's about. That's what it's about. I feel like that's what people mean when they say we need to take mental health more seriously, not just challenging people's like political beliefs or challenging people's opinions. I feel like there's like a huge difference in that.
Okay, but I think okay. I think we should start over because, like, this is like stumbled out of it, and I okay. Let me just say this. Let me just get to my whole entire point. most people really who have given more of a shit about this is my whole entire thing. Most people that give a shit about mental health on the internet really don't give a shit about mental health on the internet. They just want to get other people to agree with them without having them challenge them, which is the whole entire concept of cancel culture. Cancel culture, I think, is rarely a good thing. But
Yeah,
I've
we're not
already said
talking about cancel culture though. We're talking about
I know,
bullying.
but yeah, bullying. But the thing is about it is with weaker mindsets, people are unable to have like able to think for themselves more, and people need to get more like thicker skin because I'm gonna let you know right now. Here's the upsides to being bullied. While being bullied fucking sucks, you're going to need thicker skin if you want to make it in here. Because if you're not going to be bullied at school, then you're going to. How are you going to be able to stand a job that you hate? How are you going to provide for your family in a job that you hate? No, because everybody in their life is going to get a job that they fucking despise. That's just a known fact.
I don't. I still don't. I still. I'm still having like a hard time connecting this. So like, you're
Okay,
basically saying if
okay.
somebody
I'm
doesn't
talking
like
about.
their job, no, if somebody
I'm
gets bullied, they're going to be more okay with a job they don't like. That's
no,
income. I don't think just because you're not bullied doesn't mean you're not gonna want income, or you're gonna be like, I don't like this, so I'm gonna quit. So I'm gonna stop getting money because I don't
no,
like this job. I don't think
no.
people are gonna do that just because they don't get bullied.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Because you need thicker skin in order to survive in the world because people are going to try to push your buttons in order to make you seem like a bad person so that they can manipulate it. There are a lot of snakes out there in the world. And I think bullying really helps us um, toughen it out so that we are not instigated to that point. Like, let's look at Karen as an example. Karens are people who are who ignore logic and completely think that everything needs to go their way. That's the main concept of a Karen. But why is it? It's
Because
because
it's because
they're
they have
never caught up.
narcissistic. Most of them
Yeah,
have narcissistic personality disorder. Because like even if they do
it's not.
get bullied,
You
they're
can't
just
you can't blame everything on. You cannot blame everything on
well,
disabilities.
generally, if you're somebody who is entitled enough to act like what people consider a Karen, you have to have some sort of disorder that makes you act like that. Because a,
No,
a
no,
logical
I
person,
highly disagree with that.
a per,
I highly disagree with that.
okay, I'm not saying every single situation. It's just narcs.
You
They're all just
can't
narcs.
blame
They're all
everything on
narcs.
mental health.
But I'm talking about the people who just refuse to change, no matter what uh help, no matter what help they're given, no matter what criticism they're given, they just refuse. I feel like if it gets to that point, then it's just a lost cause.
Yeah,
What will be the
but
point of bullying if they're not gonna change anyway?
because the thing that goes down with Karens is that I like to. This is for the most part. I think Karens originate from everything going their way and being unable to um, have anything else go a different way. Everything has to go their way, and that's the thing about bullying that I think is very necessary. Thicker skin is a huge advantage that everybody needs to have because thicker skin allows us to think for ourselves, help us with our job, help us when we're interacting, keep us cool, allow us to control our emotions. Overall, if we have thicker skin, we're able to be more successful in life, we're able to deal with others, we're able to have better relationships. And this all comes down to bullying and bullying helping it because when you're being bullied as a kid, it sucks. I'm not going to sit here and say bullying is awesome. Bullying sucks, but it's a necessary evil in my opinion due to the fact that with the amount of advantages that can come out of it, it is allows you to develop your personality quicker, because you're gonna you're either going to kill yourself, or you're going to live through it, and you're going to become a better person out of it. Don't get me wrong, suicide is never the answer, ever. But at the end of the day, people are going to kill themselves regardless. And bullying isn't going to be the main cause for it all the time.
Yes, wait,
It could
yes, it
just
will. Literally, statistically, most
so,
people who kill themselves get bullies at that point. That's statistically why most people kill themselves.
okay. Well, I guess I'm wrong,
Or at
but
least teens. At least teens, I think.
teens. But I mean,
I think you're talking about teens, though. I don't think you're saying that adults
I'm
should
talking
get
about
bullied.
suicide as well. I'm talking about suicide as a whole when I say that.
Yeah, but
But
part of
with
suicide
teens,
is caused by
yes.
bullying.
Okay, yes. Okay, I'm not denying it's a part, but I don't think it's right to just completely justify it, because people could look at life as there's no meaning, or maybe a family member of theirs died, and shit like that. Maybe something really bad happened to them, like they got jumped, or their family got jumped, or their father got shot in the streets. A lot of shit happened. A lot of shit could happen. And I don't think bullying is just the main reason. I'm not saying that it's definitely a part, but to justify and say that suicide happens because of bullying is really unjustifiable. Because a thing that I've noticed that I really need to talk about with people that say they're suicidal is something that's been pissing me off. Is people that say they're suicidal, for the most part, I've noticed this, and I think everybody has had this. Most of the time, people that say that they're going to kill themselves are just doing it for attention. Biggest take of the century, I know. And
Yeah, okay. Yeah, people
here's my
say they're gonna
here's
kill
my
themselves for attention. That's still not good. That's
oh yeah,
still a bad
exactly.
thing. That's still something that means that person has issues. If they feel that to get attention, you should you should threaten to kill yourself to get more attention. That's that's still bad.
But here's the thing though. Because the thing about attention is it's such a strong emotion. Like people, I have a friend named Mike who explained to me like emotions. It's a strong emotion. Attention is a strong emotion. And some people are so desperate for that strong emotion because they love the feeling of everybody looking at them. Because having everybody look at you makes you feel wanted, makes you feel special, because everybody just comes in and say, "Oh, you're so wanted, I love you," or like, "Oh, don't kill yourself, you're so sexy, aha," and then just all these comments just fuel their ego, and they become more toxic. Like, I'm not going to say his name, but a close friend of mine, who was in my old friend group, always was acted depressed because he wanted attention. He could dish out.
That could still mean that they're depressed though. Just because he used it for attention doesn't mean attention doesn't mean that they're not depressed. Like
No, that's exactly what it means. That is exactly
no,
what it
no,
means.
that's not what it means. You can
That is
still
exactly what it means.
use
You're
that as
faking
leverage.
depression for you are faking depression for attention because you love attention. That is just something that is a well-known fact. I'm gonna be honest. If you are truly depressed, you're not going to go out of your way to just continue to say, "Oh, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself." To the same fucking people, and anytime that you get called out for anything, you have a fucking freak out and try to guilt trip them into taking you back and trying to, like, infiltrate you and completely fuck with your whole entire relationship. You're not depressed if you continue to if you continue to use the same shit, like, "Oh, I'm so depressed," to try and get fucking attention, because you, like, if you self-deprecate a lot, you're just doing that not because you're depressed, it's because you like attention. That's just how it is. There's no in between. If you self-deprecate, for the most part, you just want attention.
Okay.
And but
I still disagree with that because self-deprecation is a sign of depression. That's a sign that you're depressed.
I'm saying this right now though. Most people that do actually kill themselves don't talk about how they're depressed.
There are people that do though, and we should. I feel like people should try to prevent it as much as they can,
Yeah, well, you
even
should
if it's
obviously.
not common. Even if you
If you
don't, even if you think, oh, if people say they're gonna kill
Okay, I'm
themselves, they're
not.
not actually
I'm not
serious.
saying. Let me just get this straight. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be concerned for somebody, but for the most part, if they continue to say, my point here is, if somebody continues to say that they're going to kill themselves, but they never do, or they always talk about how much they hate themselves, or they continue to self-deprecate, and you've noticed no change, and they continue to do it, they just want attention.
Well, it's not
Self.
it's not easy to just change. Just be like, oh,
Oh, I'm not
maybe I
saying it
shouldn't be
is.
depressed. Like you can't just decide that. There,
No, you have to find meaning in life. But the thing is about this is to continue to self-deprecate anytime. Okay, most people that do self-deprecate, I'm gonna be 100% honest, I've noticed is that they do this anytime they just want attention or anybody argues with them. Again, a person that I was friends with, again, not gonna say his name, he would self-deprecate anytime that anybody called him out for anything. And honestly, the thing is about that is because of this dude is the whole entire reason why I made this podcast. Because the thing about him is he would never change. He would self-deprecate all the time, and anytime that you would joke around with him, like teasing, he would twist that and try to get everybody to turn against you. He was toxic. And this one experience has honestly really showed me because I've had multiple experiences, but this one person really just brought to light about why we need bullying. Because bullying allows us to basically bullying allows us to get our give us a personality. Bullying allows us to create a backbone. Bullying allows us to become more of who we truly are. Don't get me wrong, it sucks to be bullied, but because of this gap, this trauma that leaves a huge negative effect on your life, it overall allows you to become stronger. You should never kill yourself. And I'm gonna be honest, I feel bad for you if you're being bullied. But without bullying, we would not be the people that we are today. I would not be the person I am today without being bullied.
okay, here's the thing. That might have been your experience, but there are a lot of people who kill themselves because they're getting bullied. And while you might say you should never kill yourself, that's not what people's minds say. And I feel like if something like bullying is taking people's lives, it's more important that that gets taken away. It people okay, I think people's people killing themselves because they're getting bullied is more important than people having strong skin. I feel like preventing that would be more important than just watching watching society like get softer skin. Like I wouldn't mind that if that means less people kill themselves or less people
Let me
become
ask you.
depressed for a long period of time.
Let me ask you a question then. Would you rather a weaker society?
I don't think society itself well okay. Honestly, I would. if we could get rid of bullying, which won't happen, but like if we could elevate it to where it's more unacceptable, like schools take it more seriously and everything, I feel like that would be more important than just making a stronger society.
Okay, so do you rather have a society where everybody is spoonful compliments, is told that they're a winner, and then is manipulated by the mass media to buy into more bullshit, and overall create weaker people who are more willing to be manipulated, and overall create a weaker minded people that are going to be taught that they're fucking machines and that's all they are?
Well, that's just some people. That's not everybody. Not
No, that's how society is going to be without thick skin, without thinking for yourself.
without thick
Because we
skin, without
for
thinking for
ourselves.
yourself. But that just because you get bullied doesn't mean you have thick skin automatically. Sure, for some people it might cause them to get thick skin, but that's not 100% guaranteed.
Joshua,
It's not
I'm
like
gonna
a
say,
scientific formula. If you get
Joshua,
bullied, you're
I'm gonna say this right now. I don't mean this to be to upset you. No, I do. I'm gonna be honest, man. This is the most bitch thing I've ever heard. You'd
I
rather
don't think it is.
people. You'd rather people be weaker minded, being unable to think for themselves and believe anything that they're told, rather than people being stronger, being able to think for themselves, being able to not believe everything that they're told and become stronger people, while also while also on top of this, some people will kill themselves. Suicide in itself will never go away, and bullying isn't going to stop suicide.
Yeah,
This is just
nothing will stop suicide and nothing will stop bullying. These are the concepts that will go on forever and ever because people people's minds do what they want to do. But at the same time, we should try to prevent it as much as we possibly can. I don't feel like we
I
should just hold it up in the air. Well, I mean, people always kill themselves, so it doesn't matter. Like, no, we should try to prevent it as much as we can. Even if there are people out there who have softer skin, because guess what? Just because somebody has softer skin doesn't mean they're always going to have softer skin. Because, like, let's say a very hard job, maybe that could get somebody to get thicker skin. An environment, maybe friends that criticize you, maybe people leaving you, bullying.
wait, hold on. Friends that criticize you. Oh wait, but because wait. Guess what, Joshua? Or guess what, Fletch? Um, you can't criticize me. You can't talk to me. Your opinion is wrong, and if you say otherwise, uh, you're bullying me.
Well, if then you're going into a discussion on what is and isn't bullying. And once you get into that discussion, that's like a whole different can of worms. And people who think that criticism is bullying, obviously they, obviously like they have
Well,
softer
how am I
skin.
supposed to tell? How am I supposed to tell the difference? I've been fed everything. Everybody's told me that I'm a winner. That I don't need to believe that anybody. I don't need to listen to you because you're just a bully. Bullies are always wrong. Without bullying, people will not be able to tell the difference between criticism because they will never be called out on anything. Bullying is essential for us to tell the difference between things. Criticism and
Yeah,
bullying.
but if somebody's bullying them, then the same person that's being bullied is going to just report it to people. Like, the thing is, you're also forgetting what about the parents? What about people's parents? That has a lot to do with it. If people's parents spoon feed them things, then they're gonna have softer skin. But if their parents are like real with them, if they're like, you gotta do this, this, and this, and if you don't, then you're gonna have to face the punishments. Those people are gonna have thicker skin generally. And I'm not saying that's 100% guaranteed, but I feel like if somebody's parents criticize them and put them in an environment where they're gonna have thicker skin, it's better for somebody's parents to instill that in them than some random person who just constantly insults somebody into depression.
Yeah, I can argue with that.
And if somebody's parents don't do it, well, some let's just hope something else will, other than bullying. Because if you're just gonna rely on bullying, I feel like that's just weak. If you just rely on being bullied into, if you rely on being bullied into, having thicker skin, it's about self discovery too. Like, for example, I feel like something that people could learn from, but would be bad is if people's friends leave them because they have so soft skin that they just can't take anything. It's hard to be around them, so their friends leave them. Then that person is in a state of self-reflection, and it might cause depression, but at the same time, it's to their actions. That happened because of their actions. Bullying doesn't happen because of somebody else's actions most of the time. And usually when it does, it's taken to a point where it's too far. So I feel like if we're relying on bullying to get people thicker skin, it's only going to be more dangerous in the long run. You know?
My thing about that is we shouldn't rely on bullying. I'm not saying that that bullying, like I said before, bullying is not the only way for us to get thicker skin. The main concept of bullying.
Yeah, but you're saying we need bullying.
Yeah, I do believe that we need bullying, and that bullying does help grow people and help them develop a personality. Because the thing about me is I was made fun of for my autism. I was bullied for my autism. I was bullied because of many different things. I was an outcast. And then I got bullied so much that I went up to a fucking kid who was talking mad shit and I punched his glasses off. And the man didn't do anything. I punched his glasses off. He backed off. He didn't say a single word. And then,
Yeah, well, you stood up for yourself.
yeah, I stood up. But because he kept bullying me, I stood up for myself. That helped me grow as a person. Standing up for yourself. Bullying helps us stand up for ourselves so that we don't take people's shit. Without bullying, people are going to remain silent. People are not going to be able to defend themselves, and that's going to lead them to being depressed instead of standing up for themselves. Bullying also helps us get more balls, basically. Allows us to stand up to more people and allows us to basically stand up for ourselves, which is very beneficial for, life, like standing up to your fears, not being controlled by a certain thing. And I feel bullying is great because not everybody is going to stand up to their bullies, obviously. However,
Well, you could say the same thing about parents. Like, even if somebody has a hard skin, like, okay, let me say something. Having a thick skin and being open-minded, those are two different things. Would you agree with that?
disagree.
You disagree that having thick skin and being open-minded is different?
Here's why. Having thicker skin allows you to be able to take things more and to be able to take people's opinions. That's being open-minded. You don't have to agree with them, but that allows you to take them.
Yeah, sure, you might be able to take people's opinions, but what if somebody's like this? Yeah, well, shut up.
Shut the fuck up!
They're still taking the opinion. They're still taking it. They can take it just fine. But their response, instead of actually taking that opinion and putting it to, like, improve themselves, instead they just respond, yeah, well, shut up. Or buzzword.
Wait, hey mom, yeah, sorry man. Sorry mom. I love you.
He got in trouble with his mommy. He got in trouble with some mommy.
I'm fucking with you. I didn't. I just wanted to do that for the gag. Okay, but anyways, though, where was I? Yeah, uh, stricter parents are always good for role models and stuff. But the thing that I have to say about that is divorced parents really aren't the greatest, and a lot of more people are getting divorced, which is disgusting.
I don't think
Fuck
it's
that.
disgusting for people to get divorced. Like if you're not in a loving relationship, isn't it only gonna harm the child if there are constant fights, disagreements, and stuff? Wouldn't it be better to get a divorce
Oh no,
than for the
no.
child to grow in an environment with
The thing that I find fucked up. No,
toxicity?
the main thing that I find fucked up is that people are getting married like 1 year into a relationship.
I don't think that's messed up. That's their decision,
No,
and it might
that's
backfire. But
yeah, and it hurts the fucking child because then they don't understand they don't understand strict parents. They don't have like both sides of the coin. Like we need to stop people from getting divorced because well, okay, well
this is an
that's not,
entirely different topic, though.
okay, this is a topic for another day. But let me just boil it down to this: for the most part, most people's parents are divorced, unfortunately. And
Really, I
this
thought
is
it was the minority.
oh no, most people. Oh, look it up. Like the rates for divorce, 48%, I believe, of relationships
Well,
or
that's half.
marriages.
That's not most.
Okay, well, half.
Even then,
But
you're just saying marriages, not marriages with a child.
still, like the point remains. Although, well, I'm, 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 I might look this. I don't know. Should I look this up? I should probably fucking should, but I'm too lazy right now. But that's gonna devalue everything that I say. But 48%. I'm pretty sure. I'm probably wrong about this, but I don't know the statistics for people with children. But
Yeah, well, if two people get divorced and they don't have a child, then there literally is no problem.
yeah, but for the most part, from most people I've talked to about, like most people I've talked to whose parents are divorced, for the most part, they don't really know what it's like to have like both sides of the coin. From what I've been told, like they're because both parents are trying to raise them differently when they're not working together to raise them into a certain like goal.
Okay,
With my parents,
let me tell you a story that I've heard. I heard that
yeah, we're getting
there
way off topic. We're getting like way off topic. I'll let you tell the story, but we're getting way off.
yeah, there's this kid who um basically like he was like a little kid. He was friends with somebody, and to show his love, he bit them. And the reason he did that is because that was the environment his parents were in, and he was basically raised to be like, oh, these people are in a relationship, so that's something to show your love. Your mind will be corrupted, absolutely corrupted, if you're in a relation. If you're a child viewing a relationship that is toxic and involves a lot of fighting or involves
Okay,
hitting
well,
each
okay.
other.
I'm not saying that you should stay in the. No, my point here is that don't get married if you're 1 year into the fucking relationship. That's my point. The
My
best
thing is
time
like
to marry,
if people feel like they should get married into 1 year, then I feel like they should.
I think they should. No, I 100% disagree with that. I think you shouldn't get married because you're not 100% sure. Yeah, that's 1 year in. But do you want to spend the rest of your life with this person? I'd say 7 years. 7 fucking years.
I feel like that's a bit too long. Seven
No,
years.
I
Okay,
disagree.
we're getting off topic.
Okay, but
But yeah, I still don't feel like uh bullying might be necessary for some people to get thicker skin, But I feel like to say we should keep bullying because people get thicker skin from it is just wrong.
But not just thicker skin. If they develop personality, and
What?
they
No, I don't see how it makes you develop a personality. You need to explain that one.
how it helps to develop personality. Like, here's my thing. I didn't know who exactly I was until I stood up for myself, and now I'm outgoing, I'm outrageous, and overall I've become a stronger person. But I've also gained a sense of humor. I understand how the world works. I understand how people work, and I've gained personality. I've gained thicker skin, and I've gained a more hot-headed personality that, you know, a lot of people call me a gentle giant. My sister calls me a gentle giant. A lot of people call me a gentle giant because I'm fucking 6'4". So maybe that's the reason why I don't get bullied. Um, uh, yeah. But I would never become a gentle giant if I didn't stand up for myself. I would never be the person I am today if it weren't for bullying. And for the most part, and everybody that talking to, I've talked to. I don't know what I'm talking, but everybody who I've talked to, they've said the same.
Yeah.
For the most part, I'd say, because you as an example,
Well, why do
you
you
just,
say that?
okay, well, I'm actually not gonna get it. I'm sure, but unless you're comfortable with it.
No, like you can get into it, but I don't really remember growing from bullying. I just remember. Okay, it's a long story, but basically I had like anger issues in elementary school. I didn't fix that because of bullying. I fixed that because of therapy. If anything, I'd say being bullied made my anger issues worse.
I think there should be something though. I think there should be. I think there should be. Let's just agree on one thing though about bullying. We should take the funding from the police, and we
What?
should spend it on. Okay, not the
I'm
whole
about to
entire.
say, like, why are you going into like defund the police? Why are you getting into that?
Yeah, I'm okay. Here's why. We should take the spending from the police because it's way too much, and we should use it. We should use that on schools to help them get uh, better healthcare, basically, or more therapists and educate the public better. I think
I feel like we
another
should spend it on mental health in general. I feel like
yeah,
people should spend it on
I
mental
agree.
health in general. I wouldn't say spend it on schools because there's still adults that need mental health that have mental health issues that need to be fixed up. I feel like okay. I feel like that we need to fund mental health agencies in general and not just schools because there's still adults that need mental health that have mental health issues that should be fixed. There's still adults out there that do, and not just kids.
Yeah, 100% agree. But I want to leave it off here because this has been going on for like 2 hours now.
Yeah. All right.
I'll say this. This is my final quote. I believe that without bullying, the world will be without thicker skin, we will be basically controlled by the public and buy into anything that we're told. Without thicker skin, we're not able to take anything, so we dump down our mind and we basically just believe anything that we're told.
All right. You guys better have a good day.
Wait.
Oh, you're
We're
not
not
done?
you haven't told your fucking you idiot!
Okay.
Sorry.
I
Wait,
think.
I'm not done. I'm not
Oh,
done. I'm not
okay,
done. I'm
okay.
not done. I'm not done. Okay. But um without okay, without me yelling. and made me lose my train of thought. Without bullying, I believe that we will become softer people. We will have less thick skin, and overall, we will be unable to find who we truly are. And I feel bullying is no. I don't feel it's everybody who I've talked to and for the spoken gets spoken to. I'm a dumbass right now, but without bullying, we wouldn't be able to find ourselves.
Okay, this is my take on it. I think bullying can help people, but we should not. But we shouldn't rely on bullying to help people. And by you shouldn't rely on it, I feel like you should still try to stop it. If we should still try to stop bullying if you see it. But if somebody grows from it, that's props to them. Like, if you grow from bullying, that's great. That means you can see the good of things. And I think that's great. But I feel like bullying is overall more negative than positive. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. Well, it looks like we're in a disagreement here, but at the same time, that's just how it is on this fucking podcast, baby.
It is what it is.
Why is he? You fucking.
I'm leaving that in.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, you guys better have a good day. Or,
have a good day.
Or I'm going to go to your dad and talk to him about every single mistake in your life and ruin you as a person. And I'll have a good day. Or else. Alright. Bye-bye.